Hello everyone and welcome to Vakilaw, Know the Law. I am Shivani and in today's session we are going to discuss a very interesting topic, the Right to Information Act of 2005. This is a major act for our Indian democracy to be proven as a strong democracy. So let's begin. We need accurate and precise information or data of various government activities for various purposes. So these purposes can be for study or any type of presentation or for research, analysis or projects and many more. Understand that here I am specifically speaking about information which is related to government activities and the analytics which are related to the same. But a few decades back, many countries in the world did not have any specific law which could provide an access to the citizens of that particular country for any kind of government activities data. So they did not have any regulations or any right or any power that was conferred under any act which could define that they are eligible to gain information of government activities for the purpose they want to. So now let us discuss about global history of the Right to Information law. So Sweden was the first country to develop the Right to Information law or the RTI law in the year 1766. After Sweden, it was the United States who developed the Right to Information or RTI law in the year 1966, though the act was made effective from 5th of July 1967. Later, it was Norway who passed the RTI law in 1970. It was then followed by France and then the Netherlands in 1978. Australia, New Zealand and Canada passed RTI laws in the year 1982. It was then followed by Denmark in 1985. Greece passed RTI law in 1986. Then it was Austria who passed RTI law in the year 1987. Then it was Italy who passed Right to Information law in the year 1990. Let us now discuss about history of Right to Information law in India. So basically the colonial government or the British government was not responsible or accountable to the Indian people. Unfortunately, after India gained its independence, situation to a certain extent remained the same. All the laws which existed under the British or colonial rule were continued by the then government, the independent India government, till the time when the courts declared such laws to be unconstitutional. Though India became independent from the colonial rule, it was the power of money and muscle that was used to frighten the voters during elections. Thus, the election process was also very polluted. Soon, as the time passed, voters in India realized that there is a very big gap between the promises that were made by the candidates at the time of elections and the performance or the actual performance of these candidates when they became the ruling elites. As time passed and as the voters of India started to become mature, they realized the real power of vote. Also, people started to understand that the elected representatives are accountable to the public, which resulted into people asking questions and auditing the performance of the ruling government. So the first grassroots movement or campaign for introducing right to information in India was started by the Mazdoor Kisan Shakti Sanghatan or MKSS in the year 1994. Also, the National Campaign for People's Right to Information was established in the year 1996, who formulated an initial draft to the Right to Information law for the government. Tamil Nadu became the first Indian state to pass its Right to Information law in the year 1997. Later, the Freedom of Information or FOI Act was passed in the year 2002. Later, the Honorable Lok Sabha passed the Right to Information Bill on the 11th day of May 2005. Later, it was passed by the Honorable Rajya Sabha on the very next day, that is the 12th day of May 2005. And on the 20th of June 2005, it received the assent of the Honorable President of India. So the title of the Act reads as the Right to Information Act of 2005. This Act extends to the whole of India except Jammu and Kashmir. The preamble to the Right to Information Act of 2005 states the objective of the Act. It thus says that this Act is passed because democracy requires an informed citizenry and transparency of information which are vital to its functioning and also to contain corruption and to hold governments and their instrumentalities accountable to the governed. So the main motive or objective of the Right to Information Act of 2005, or to say the RTI Act, was promulgated with an intent to promote transparency and accountability of what in the working of every public authority. So this act had a major motive and intention to promote a transparency and accountability, that is, they are answerable to the general public or to the applicant who has asked for a particular information of a particular government activity. For what? So in the working of every public authority. So every public authority is accountable to the general public and also is required to maintain transparency in their working, so that if anyone requires any kind of information, he is bound to give that information to the particular person required. So while speaking on the RTI bill in the Honorable Lok Sabha, our then Prime Minister Honorable Manmohan Singh had said that the legislation would ensure that the benefits of growth would flow to all sections of people, eliminate corruption and bring the concerns of the common man to the heart of all possessors of governance. Okay, so let us now understand the need or importance or significance of the Right to Information law. So as I discussed earlier that in India, the colonial rule was not accountable to anyone. So they were not answerable, nor they had any responsibility to give answers to anyone for any questions if were asked. This situation continued even in the post-independence period. So people had no access to any government related information. But as the citizens of India started to become mature, the concept of accountability of the representatives started taking shape. That is, the representatives that have been elected by the common people were accountable. That is, they were answerable to those people who have elected that particular person as their representative for any of the activities that he performs as a part of his duty towards the public. So this was the concept that started taking shape after the people became mature, or they understood that they possess such rights and that they have a full right to ask questions about whatever activity is done for the welfare of the people. So they can ask that what happened about a particular government activity, and the representative who is responsible for that is answerable or accountable to that person or the public at large. So this created a need for the right to information for the citizens of India. After independence, India was and is still considered to be a democratic country. And in order to make this democracy real and functional, right to information is very vital. So the demand for right to information became an essential demand, especially in the grassroots people, along with other rights. So these other rights were like a right to work, or right to obtain famine relief, or right to receive minimum wages, etc. But it is also very shocking to know that the demand for right to information was not made from the educated class or section of the society, but this demand was made from a relatively less educated class like workers and peasants, who, even if they did not possess any formal education or lacked education, became conscious of their entitlements as citizens of India, which is the world's largest democracy. So that's all for today. I hope you find my session useful and that you are now well understood with the topic of right to information. In my upcoming session, I will be discussing about the right to information and the Constitution of India. So till then, stay tuned to Vakilaw, Know the Law. If you like my videos, please like them, share my videos, and yes, do subscribe to my channel Vakilaw, Know the Law. Till then, this is me Shivani signing off. Bye bye.